Hi everyone, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence Guardino. The week begins on Monday, February the 3rd, with the moon, which sets the emotional tone for the public, in mentally stimulating Gemini. But Gemini, good for conversations, but maybe not so good as you're jumping from one idea to the next. However, pleasure-seeking and romantic Venus will be in harmony with stabilizing Saturn. So this is actually a really good day with the moon in Gemini to be talking about your relationship, and the Venus-Saturn, you'll be feeling more secure. Or perhaps this is when you're ready to make a commitment and as you're attracting a proposal. Venus is also the planet of the arts, and Saturn is this business pragmatic energy. So this would be good for selling art, buying and investing in art, or starting a creative business or business project. On Tuesday, the moon in Gemini, as it's jumping from one idea to the next, will be in a difficult angle to Neptune towards the end of the day. And Moon Neptune can be all this emotional confusion. Maybe you're getting kind of lost and confused. And then it's also opposite Mars. Then there's all this tension and stress, maybe because you are forgetting, what you were talking about, and then it's annoying somebody else. But by Wednesday, the moon will have left Gemini, and by midday moves into more nurturing, sensitive, caring Cancer. And it's going to be in harmony with innovative Uranus and very favorable with discerning Mercury. So from the midday on Wednesday, very favorable for any kind of meetings, making decisions, starting projects, but emotionally, so even Wednesday night, on a personal level, with that moon in Cancer, you could be feeling much more outgoing and much more excited about life. On Thursday, now the moon is going to get even better, because the moon will be interacting with expansive Jupiter. Just moon Jupiter is just this feeling of optimism, of being upbeat. But Jupiter can represent traveling or higher education or just being really lucky. And at the same time that the moon is influencing generous Jupiter, it's also in harmony with selfless Neptune. Moon Neptune can bring in empathy, intuition, compassion. So it is a really favorable day for making a contribution to society through charity, to just wanting to help out your fellow man and just make one small little difference in the life of someone else. On Friday, Venus, pleasure-seeking, creative Venus, moves into fiery Aries. Previously, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, the Venus was transiting Pisces. Pisces can be very dreamy, romantic, idealistic. It's more this real sensitive, caring energy. Then pleasure-seeking Venus moves into Aries, fiery Aries. And now it's more about being more dynamic, more social, more outgoing. Great for going on vacations and partying, or when it comes to love, with the Venus in Pisces, it would have been more romantic dreaminess. But when it's in Aries, it's more of this sudden infatuation and often being more attracted to the chase than actually, winning the prize. On Saturday, the 8th, it's the beginning of the full moon, which is going to be very late in the evening on in the west coast of the United States. But then in the early mornings and then by late morning, as we're getting into Europe, that full moon will be in Leo. Full moon brings a lot of matters to a head, a time of culmination. But what it's also doing, it always tests relationships every full moon. The sun will be in Aquarius versus the moon in Leo. Leo represents the individual. Aquarius represents the group dynamics. So you're being really tested on how to be supportive of a group or a family or an organization without losing your individuality, but at the same time being supportive for the group dynamics. Now, this Leo for the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it's much more extroverted, outgoing, fiery, dynamic. Now, there could be major ego disputes, but the Leo moon is in harmony with adventurous, courageous, outgoing Mars. So there is a lot of energy and bravado to draw on to really go after your goals and dreams. And just on a more personal level, it is going to make for a great weekend, especially Saturday night, for attending a theater, concert, a vacation, a party. Now, before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for a one-question offer for a nominal fee. You can find a direct link to order it in the description box below. The time of birth is always important, and if you put your birth information in with the question again, it'll just make sure I have all the information correct. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, have a great week.